Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In this week's episode, the county is accepting applications for individuals who wish to join its Citizens Academy. The deconstruction of the old Orange Avenue Bridge is in full swing. And with the upcoming election season, we have voter reminders. Plus, Joanne Magley talks with Robin King, President and CEO of CareerSource, Flagler, Volusia. Those segments and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. How would you like to get an up-close and personal look at the inner workings of Volusia County government? Here's your opportunity. Applications are being accepted for the annual Citizens Academy, a hands-on awareness program designed to educate and inform citizens about how the county government operates. The 12-week program, which meets from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, will begin August 16th. There's no charge for the program, but applicants are asked to commit to attending all 12 classes. Members will meet at various county facilities, including the Sheriff's Communications and Emergency Operations Center, the Tomoka Landfill, Volusia County Branch Jail, Marine Science Center, Ocean Center, and Daytona Beach International Airport. They also will tour county construction projects. Topics will include growth management, community services, public protection, property assessments, and budgets. Anyone over the age of 21 can apply for Citizens Academy. We've had citizens from all walks of life: college students, business people, teachers, lawyers, and senior citizens. The participants have lots of fun and make lifelong friends while they're learning about county government. For more information and an application, you can call 386-740-5160, or you can visit volusia.org and click on Government and then Citizens Academy. Applications must be turned in to the Volusia County Manager's office by July 29th. The Citizens Academy program is limited to just 25 participants. Applicants must be residents of Volusia County. Deconstruction of the Orange Avenue, Silver Beach Avenue Bridge in Daytona Beach has begun, and recently a drawbridge section on the east side of the river was removed from the existing structure. A large crane was brought in on a barge to lift the massive section and place it onto an awaiting tractor trailer to be carried away.
Our company has disassembled many drawbridges. It's not really unique for us. It's not done very often. There's a lot of dangers involved with it. It's very technical on how you have to plan out the rigging, plan out everything that you're going to do. Anytime you're doing large-scale demolition like this, there's a lot of hazards that have to be accounted for. We had to submit everything that we're doing to the Coast Guard. They had to approve it ahead of time. We had to coordinate with them for the closure of the channel, even down to the position of the cranes and the barges on the water.
The bridge, which is 60 years old, is being replaced by a new high-level, multi-arch concrete bridge, which will be called the Tom Stead Veterans Memorial Bridge, named after Tom Stead, a prominent area hotelier and a Korean War veteran who died in 2013. The project began in early June and is expected to last for 32 months before reopening. Design elements of the new two-lane bridge include handicap accessibility, 8-foot sidewalks, fishing piers on both sides of the Halifax River, and plaques at 28 scenic overlooks commemorating conflicts in America's military history.
Yeah, I have a couple family members in the military, and just the military overall, we have a large respect for them and a large respect for the community, and we're real happy to be involved with the project.
For more information and to view construction progress photos, you can visit veteransmemorialbridge.com. With the primary election less than 2 months away, it's time for Volusia County citizens to make sure they are election ready. This year's primary will be August 30th, followed by the general election November 8th. Volusia County's Elections Department is gearing up for a high turnout as voters will be electing not only a president, but also a number of state and local officials. 3 county council seats are on the ballot this year. If you wish to change your party affiliation or want to register for the first time, the deadline is August 1st for the primary election. If you have recently moved or your name has changed, it's important to update your records with the Department of Elections. Address and name changes may be made anytime, including Election Day. It has never been easier to change your voter information. Address changes can be done by phone, fax, mail, email, or in person at the Department of Elections, which is in the historic courthouse at 125 West New York Avenue in DeLand. If you want to change your party affiliation, record a name change, update your signature, or register for the first time, you'll need to complete a voter registration application. These applications are available online at volusiaelections.org and at a number of locations, including public libraries, post offices, driver's license bureaus, and of course, the Department of Elections office. To be a registered voter and to vote in Volusia County, you must be at least 18 years of age, a U.S. citizen, and a legal resident of Volusia County. Youth may pre-register at age 16. For more information about changing your voter information or registering to vote, please call the Department of Elections at 386-736-5930, or you can visit volusiaelections.org. A group of elementary and middle school students recently got a lesson in computer coding in an unlikely place, summer camp. Kate Sark has this story in this week's Volusia Here and Now.
My School Tech Hub, a division of Campus Scientific in Daytona Beach, is working to bring coding to future generations. The program teaches elementary and middle school age kids the basic principles of how to think logically and break down problems through coding. My School Tech Hub recently hosted a 2-week pilot class at the Port Orange YMCA, a perfect place to connect with the children, according to Liz Kamer, VP of Youth Development at the Y.
The Y is known as a community organization, and when Jim and his group reached out to us and said, we have this idea, we'd like to partner with you in your summer camp programs, and it's geared towards middle school age, which sometimes is a population that's difficult to serve. This just fit the needs of where the Y is going with trying to bridge the achievement gap and working on bringing STEM education into our programs. It was just like a perfect marriage.
STEM education, an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, has garnered more attention in recent years as job demand in these fields has increased. Jim Beckman, president of My School Tech Hub, said that the company recognized the importance of STEM and went about creating a program to expose and educate children.
Coding, which you hear about so much with the Internet of Things, is part of reading and writing, yet there are no real formal initiatives here in the area. What we wanted to do was start an after-school program starting here in the summer with a pilot here at the Y to allow us to test the interest level of elementary and middle-aged students, see if they're interested, see if we can build a success story here at the Y, which we believe we have, and then scale it from there.
What's unique about this opportunity is it allows organizations like the YMCA to be able to offer a new learning experience to children without the capital investment because all of the materials and equipment are brought in.
What we've done is we've invented a proprietary technology that we call right now Classroom in a Box, and it allows us to visit any nonprofit, any school, or pretty much any building in the county where we bring our own equipment, our own software, our own server, and our own connectivity. And that enables a property to welcome us without having to worry about the infrastructure they have or lack thereof with respect to bandwidth, and that allows us to do a great job.
Both My School Tech Hub and the Volusia Flagler YMCA feel the response to the pilot program has been fantastic, and the program may be expanded to the 5 other YMCA locations throughout the county. My School Tech Hub also hopes to launch classes this summer at the UCF Business Incubator in Daytona Beach, as well as work with schools throughout the district as an after-school option for students. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Kate Sark.
Here's a look at some events happening around Volusia County. For more events and county news, visit volusia.org.
Whoa! Why did you throw the trash out the window?
Once.
Don't you know how long it takes litter to decompose? A cigarette butt takes 1 to 5 years. A plastic bag, 10 to 20 years. A glass bottle, 1,000,000 years.
You know, you're right. We should start caring more about the environment. Let's stop litter now.
Keep Volusia County beautiful.
Put litter in its place.
Drive it home.
Today on Solutions for Your Life, Karen Stodderman, commercial horticulture agent at the University of Florida IFAS Extension in Volusia County, takes us to Watermelon Day at the DeLand Farmers Market.
Hi, today we're here celebrating watermelon, and what better time of year is the late spring and summer in Florida. Today we have the National Watermelon Queen and we have the Florida Watermelon Queen. And they're here along with our partners Farm Bureau, and we are the University of Florida Volusia County Extension Office, and we're here with the Volusia County Fairgrounds celebrating this wonderful day. We also have Adam Putnam's office, fresh from Florida. Katie, what's it mean to you to be the Florida Watermelon Queen?
What it means to me to be the Florida Watermelon Queen, it means that I get to represent my state and represent amazing fruit. I get to see part of my community and talk to the grocery people, the brokers, the farmers, and get to know them on a personal level and just get to meet the wonderful people that get to grow this amazing fruit.
Carla, tell us today, what is your role as the National Queen? What do you do for watermelon?
Okay, I am the National Watermelon Queen, which means I am a goodwill ambassador for all of the watermelon business and production. And really, I'm a voice for the National Watermelon Association as well as anyone associated with the business.
I'm here with Grady.
Hi.
He just won the seed spitting contest. Grady, what was your technique on spitting the seeds?
Well, I curled my tongue and made like the smallest hole possible that I'm sure the seed would fit through, and I blew as hard as I could, focusing into that one area and hope for the best.
That is awesome. And so with that awesome technique that made you win, what did you win?
I won a $20 gift card, this huge watermelon, and lots of other things.
I am here with our watermelon eating contest winner. Can you tell me your name, please?
I'm Noah.
Okay, now tell me, did you have any kind of special technique to eating that watermelon?
Yes, I actually do. My dad used to show me how to eat. He always said to eat through the middle first, and then chew. Do not eat really fast because that chokes you, and that makes you go slow. And that's what I did exactly, and that's mostly how I did.
Right, so you paced yourself, and you won a lot of different prizes, including a big juicy watermelon yourself. What are you going to do with that Walmart gift card you got?
The usual thing I do is help my family.
We're all about the youth and education, but just in the last 3-4 years, we've been connected with the Ag Extension. We're all for education just like you are, and we want to see this presented to the people in order for them to know some of the things that they can do over and other than just buy a melon and eat it. They can make so many things out of it and do with it.
Hey, Carla, tell us, what are some tips on picking out a good watermelon for the table?
Right, well, I have an easy 3-step process, and it's called look, lift, and turn. So what you want to do is pick the watermelon that you would like to purchase and look at it. Check it for dents, bruises, major dents or bruises, nothing cutting the flesh. Minor dents and bruises are A-okay. The second step is to lift it. So you want to lift it and make sure the watermelon is as heavy as it looks. After all, watermelon is 92% water, and you can't say watermelon without saying water. Thirdly is to turn the watermelon over, and you will see a yellow spot on the bottom. Should be a buttery yellow color. That is the ground spot, and this spot ensures you that it has ripened in the sun and was ready to be harvested. So when you go to your local grocery store or farmer's market, make sure you use look, lift, and turn.
And we are all wanting everybody to make sure you buy the Florida watermelon or the national watermelon. It's healthy, great memories, and we all find it refreshing in these warm days of Florida.
I'm Karen Stodeman with Solutions for Your Life.
The Volusia County Library System has more than just books. Here's a look at upcoming programs at our branches. For more library events, visit volusialibrary.org. It's time to head into the studio and join the Director of Community Information, Joanne Magley, and her guest, the President and CEO of CareerSource Flagler Volusia, Robin King.
Thanks, Amber. Well, CareerSource Flagler Volusia is an organization that prepares people for employment and helps businesses find qualified employees. So joining us today in the studio to talk about all of the resources available is Robin King, President of CareerSource Volusia Flagler. Hi, Robin.
Hello, Joanne.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So for people who are not familiar with CareerSource, tell us what you do and how you do it.
Well, you kind of summarized it just there. Is on the one side, any person who is seeking employment, whether it's their first job, a new job, that they're unemployed and they need a job, or they have a job and they're looking for a better job. You know, in a year's time, I think last year we served around 25,000 people who are needing this assistance in finding different employment or new employment. And we help them from anywhere from reviewing their resumes to helping them learn how to interview. If they don't have the skills to compete in the job market, we will help them gain those skills by having them attend either like Daytona State College or Kaiser University. We have agreements with quite a few schools, and helping them with the skills that they need today to be competitive in the job market. Then on the flip side, we work with the businesses in helping them recruit, hire, and retain their talent. So whether that is through holding job fairs, posting job openings for them, and being e-harmony, if you will, between the job seekers and the businesses. And then also helping that business, when they have their current workforce, keeping their skills up to date as well, so that if a new certification comes along or something that they need in order to remain competitive, that will help them as well with that.
Sometimes we hear that companies are hiring, but that they don't have enough qualified applicants to fill the position. So how do you help in situations like that?
Sometimes it might be something as simple as how they've written the job description. I've got a really good example. I had a CFO opening recently, and I asked for the creme de la creme, right? And my business services rep, one of our team, said, you might want to kind of reduce some of the requirements you've got in there. It could be something as simple as being a little bit more open to who it is they'd want to hire. And also just looking beyond maybe the traditional certifications that they think that person should have, because we also do the same with our job seekers and telling them that they to not be so narrow in their scope.
And there's also situations though where they don't have the skilled labor.
That's true.
So what are you doing to help address the skilled labor issue?
So we've been working quite a bit with Daytona State College. You know, they created a workforce advisory council almost 2 years ago now, and making sure that the curriculum is correct on what businesses really need, and that they're training in the demand occupations that we have. Also working with Volusia County Schools as well as Flagler County Schools with their, in Volusia County they have the cadre and they have the career academies, and the same principle applies there. The pipeline that we're creating for existing businesses or for new businesses, is the curriculum relevant? Is it what businesses really need? to be training in occupations that are not in our area is not something that is in anybody's best interest. And so the schools and us are listening at any time to what businesses are really saying they need.
Last year you completed a Startup Quest program.
Yeah.
I believe it was the third in a series that you did. And basically this was an entrepreneurial training program, if
It
you
was.
will.
Mhm.
So what were some of the goals of this program, and why is it important to teach people in the area to know how to start their own business?
So Startup Quest was a special grant funded for 3 programs, like you had said. The success was going to be dependent on whether they got a job or started their own business. As an employer, imagine what it's like to be able to interview someone who not only knows what their single aspect of that job would be, but they understand your entire company and how much of an asset that would be. We had, I think it was like around 85% of who had gone through that program found employment. And of those, about 20% have employment, either self-employment, that's their full-time, or it was just on the, something on the side. And it's one of the things Rob Earhart talks about, the ecosystem that we have here, right? And to be able to embrace that innovation that comes along with that entrepreneurship, the rainforest, if you will, and that's where new jobs get created. And we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot, and we are staying within that realm, not necessarily teaching exactly what that program was. We are going to be talking to Startup Quest again about maybe doing an adaptation of that in the not too distant future. Just seeing what Bethune-Cookman and Stetson University and Stetson and Daytona State, what they're even doing now for TREP. It's a lot easier to say than entrepreneur, right?
Right.
But anything around that, whether that is technology-based like UCF does at the incubator, or if it's anyone who has an idea or someone who already has a business, they just need to know how to be better with it. So there's a wide variety of things in there that we are part of.
So you recently completed an open house for CareerSource, and you have a few more coming up. Tell us about the open house and what people can expect and why you want them to come.
Well, we're doing open houses in all of our centers so that we're inviting in the community. When I say the community, I mean job seekers or someone who, parents maybe who want their children to be seeking employment, businesses who've never used us, other agencies who might be doing referrals to us. We did go through some internal changes when our program year started July 1, and we're just opening the doors to let people come in and see what changes we've made.
Okay.
We went from in-person workshops to online workshops so that we could be more accessible, other than just being accessible from 8 to 4 when our hours are. So we're going to be doing those once a quarter, and people can go onto our websites and they can see the dates and times of when we will be holding those each quarter this year.
So any other new programs that you have coming on the horizon? I know you mentioned the Startup Quest and maybe a variation of that.
Right.
Anything else?
The one that we've been doing, we're putting more emphasis into, it's an experience pays program. STEM experience pays. We're actually the employer of record for someone who has been unemployed, and getting them re-engaged in STEM-related types of occupations. So it doesn't have to be a STEM company, STEM being science, technology, engineering, and math. Anything that's related to those occupations. And that can be the basic entry level. It doesn't mean that we want them to be coders right off, but that basic person who is doing the maintenance maybe on computers or whatever that might be. And it gives that person a 3-month experience to put on their resume, gets them engaged again. It gives the business 3 months to interview somebody, basically. And it can be project-based, or it could be something that we're hoping would result into long-term employment. So
is it sort of like an internship almost with the company?
That's what it would look like, yeah.
Wow, that
we
sounds promising.
We put them through a program where we actually call it QuestNet, because when we did the Startup Quest, we had several quests. And this one, it's a boot camp, if you will, of how to interview and how to behave on the job and how to retain employment. And then they go through a panel interview, and that panel interview is with business people, the community come in and ask them a series of questions. So they go through a pretty diligent screening, if you will, before we put them out there. Then our business services representatives know of the companies that are willing to bring them on. And so we're always looking for new companies to, one, if they want to come in and participate in interviewing. It could be anonymous. They don't have to be, no one has to know who they are.
Sure.
It's a way that we get to show off the kind of talent that comes through our centers. We serve anyone who's looking for employment. We have high school dropouts. We have people with PhDs. It's the full gamut.
Wow. And we need to mention that CareerSource plays an integral role when it comes to helping businesses after a disaster. And I know a lot of this came from lessons learned after the 2004 hurricane. So what sort of things can affect a business after a disaster that they might not even be aware of? What kind of help do they need typically that you've seen?
What they need is to have a plan up front. Before a business goes outside the community for resources, to just look internally. Their neighbors probably have exactly what they need. It's just not going to look in the conventional way. An example, I think, was during the 2004, ice was needed. And so we went outside the community and brought in lots of ice. We had a lot of hotels that were empty that had a lot of ice makers that was working. Just little things like that.
Could be anything. Could be shovels. It could be generators. Right. The message was to check first locally, and then it benefits everybody.
And the other thing is that we've helped out when FEMA is starting to step in is there's emergency unemployment. Now, we're not the unemployment office. There really isn't an unemployment office in Florida anymore. There is temporary unemployment for those individuals who might not be able to go to work for a week or 2 weeks because the business has been closed. And so that's when we'd also help them navigate that so that they can see what they could provide for their employees who might not be able to be earning their paychecks.
So Robin, where can people go to get more information, whether they be looking for a job or an employer looking to get some new employees?
Our website has a job seeker page as well as a business page. And our website address is CareerSource FV or FlaglerVolusia.com.
All right, Robin King, the president of CareerSource Flagler Volusia, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Joanne.
Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Joanne, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. Incidentally, you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, topics of interest, activities, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osmond. Have a wonderful evening.